All right, hello everybody. We're gonna be picking some Protex today. Yes, finally, I've been stepping up my Destiny game lately. I'm ready to get back on the Protex. Here's the key for this against Protect 2. Yes, by the way, this is the lock that we did pick before on this channel, so we're gonna pick it again today. And I just want to make a quick announcement before the video starts. We have a Discord. Everybody is welcome to join that Discord. Link will be in the description for anybody who is interested. Now, I got a lot of comments lately, or not lately, wanting me to show the Protect 2 tip and all of that. I'm sorry, I just can't do that yet. You will have to wait and see. Maybe I'll do it in the future. But yes, this is a real lock. As you can see, it is absolutely locked. This thing here is still open, but that doesn't really make a difference in terms of picking. And yes, the key does work. Ball bearings are in and everything. So gonna close this up. Move that over here. Just the camera a little bit. There we go, it's better. And just gonna show it another time here. Lock up device. Again, still locked. Gonna take the key out. Don't need that. And let's go ahead and get to it now. So the first thing I like to do here with these locks here, I'm sure that you can make a custom tool for it, but it is to use a Peterson gem. And what I do here is actually that, if you I'll actually go and zoom in for you guys here. So these Protex 2s do have a little bit of a blocker system inside of. Wow, the lighting is bad. I'm gonna see if I can get the lights. Keys here we go. So you might be able to see that little button in here. What we're going to do is that we're actually going to press this in like so while rotating on the core. It's a little bit difficult to do here now with one hand. I'm gonna see if I can almost. Okay, gonna try here again. Lock is not secured. There we go. Okay, nice. So now that this is a little bit turned like this, I'm going to turn it back as much as you can before it snaps back, and you can sort of feel it a little bit. Then you go ahead and stick your hook in all the way, or whatever pick or whatever you're using. I found out the Peterson gem is pretty excellent for this. Gonna stick this in here all the way, and then you can actually, when it gets really tight here, you know that you have the back disc. I'll show you the all disc, that's what it's called, but you need to get that rotated into position. And that is, by the way, that the last part here of the key actually interacts with this last part here. So shackle is still locked, by the way. I can't believe that I actually have to show this, but here it is. And we are now ready to get picking. So get that there. To get that tool in. I'll show you later here on the tensioner. But what you can actually do is that, so as you saw earlier there in the inside of that keyway, So this ball bearing here is being pushed into that button that we pressed with the hook. And the thing that's actually pushing it into there is a stack of ball bearings. So it's ball bearing, spring, then another ball bearing. Now that little stack right there is actually on the entire shell. So thank you Abloy for implementing this for us. But what you can actually do is that if you're going to force that bearing out, it will actually get sort of stuck on the shell, and if you do it tight enough, you can actually tension from it. Now there are other ways to get around the this, and by the way, what this does here is that it actually allows you to bypass the disc blocking mechanism, so that there's no pressure on the return bars, they don't stack, they don't CSAP. There are other ways to get around this, but this is by far the simplest, and you can actually have it in the tool and it will just happen automatically as you stick it in there. So that's why I do it like this. So now that we are ready to get picking, let's go ahead and start. Go back to the beginning here. Right, I did actually mess something up. So I'm gonna just retract the tool and then set back to all disk again. You don't have to go really through anything again. Just gonna reset that and then start again. These projects are a little bit difficult because it's really hard to be wiggle checking the last disks, or even get them back from the last few positions. So the only real way to actually get them back is to actually just use the disk controller to push them back a little bit. So that's what I did right now. Didn't go as fast as last time I did this on video, but it should be fine. Alright, try again here. You can sort of feel when you set some things wrong. I actually reset this thing here entirely. You can sort of feel when you set things wrong, so it is very, very easy to actually overset something. Sometimes you can also feel when you set things right. It's very subtle, by the way. That's why this tool here is so hard to use. But you're just gonna have to go back a couple times in order to get it right. So that's why it's taking that long. Well, this isn't going good, is it? This is... This is not optimal, but I guess it's more of a realistic representation of what, of how this actually could be done in the real world. It's by no means a blind bake, but it is pretty darn close. Yep. So weird. That was actually really quick. I guess it's probably because I sort of remembered where things were supposed to go. Anyways, we got it open, as you can see. Let's go ahead and extract this again. Put that far away over there. All right. Gonna keep that in frame as good as I can. As well. So, let's gonna talk a little bit about the theory behind this. Just the beginning things. I promised I would actually show you the way that I actually tension this lock, because that is not, I would like to say, classified. All right. But first, we're going to take this thing apart. So, actually, before I go ahead and even do that, it is open. Can we all agree that this is open? Okay. I'm actually just going to take the core out here to just show everybody that, yes, indeed, it is. It is picked. There it is. Sidebar is down in all of that. If I go and reset it, as you can see, then it goes up, so it's not like filed down or anything. Yeah. People were pointing out in the last video that the shackle was unlocked all the time. I'm gonna prove those wrong right now. Hang on 1 second. Both of the ball bearings are in here, as you can see. I've not put anything in here since I first opened it. This is pretty locked. Then it's open. Okay, so hopefully we're done with that now. Can take the car out right there. There's the spring behind it, and here's the there it is. Okay. Put those right there. Put that right there. And that right there. All right. Here's the inside. By the way, here's the side back groove. As you can see, nothing's been modified. I'm gonna take this clip pair off. And I'll show you a little bit how you get this thing here. I think I showed it last time, but let's go and do it again here. Wait, before we do that, actually, let's go ahead and show what happens when you want to pick this front plate thing here. So you basically just go ahead and press down this button here, and can you see this thing here being pressed down? Now that actually also happens when you insert a key. So you can see, and it gets a little bit pushed down. And now what happens here also is that if I were to pick this thing here, then I were to just directly tension this thing here. Directly just twist this. These things here would get stacked. However, if you can, this is by the way the tensioner that I used. It's just a piece of drill rod that's been formed. If you just gonna take this back here just a touch, look at that. If you're now going to push this thing here in, it's stuck in here. I can actually move this thing here pretty darn well without this thing here being pushed and without the sidebar stacking. You can probably get a little bit closer like that. I can still move it because they're ball bearings, they will roll. But I can put a pretty significant amount of torque on this thing here before they actually start moving. Yeah, this thing is pretty wedged in there. Now it went. So, well, how I did this is just I went and tapered this thing here a little bit and it actually wedges in there. It pushes on this ball bearing stack right here. Let's go ahead and keep getting this thing here now. You're probably bored of me talking. I'm gonna take that back right there. Okay, that's one ball bearing that was in this cap right here. Here's another ball bearing. Yeah, this key control thing I really did screw up like quite a bit. If they actually just took this out, then this wouldn't work. But there are still plenty of bypasses that can actually get by it, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. There's this thing. I'll put that right there. This thing here. Put that right there. Just keep getting this. So I'm just gonna place the discs down, and then the spacers I'm gonna place down here, like last time. I was going to find some more of these Protec 2 locks, but truth of the matter is they are so freaking expensive. This I bought with a chain, so the lock basically cost me $40. But if I were to buy just the lock, then the lock would cost me over 100. I mean, like, what? Why? I can buy the chain and the lock for the same price. I was looking at some unkeyed ones. I could probably get one of those. Those are not that expensive. But tolls and shipping almost making it as expensive as buying a new one here already. But enough about me complaining. So, god damn it, I forgot to show it. Okay, I'll show it when we reassemble it. I'll actually show you how I actually reassemble these things here. So, oh, that was not in frame. So here is the inside of the lock, as you can see. It's not. Oh, that's the. Where did it go? There it is. This actually just keeps the DC in place. So, Protec picked, got it again. That's gonna put this thing here back together. So I think this went down this way. Yeah, probably. And then this went down this way. I hope it was. I'll have to check the video if I can't figure it out. That's why I always record a gutting. Yeah, it's been a while since I've gutted this thing here. So this should fit in here with the key. Yeah, it was that way. Okay, they're good. What I'll do now is actually I'm gonna add a few more discs. So I have no idea why there are steel spacers in this lock. Perhaps somebody can tell me. I can't really think of any good reason. But this here is encased in steel spacers for whatever reason, so I'm just gonna do it like that. I guess it would be pretty cool if they were all steel spacers, stainless steel. But I don't know, maybe it would cause some wear on the discs, or why are they even in brass? Perhaps it's easier to make with the softness. I don't know. I'm gonna add one return bar here now. And why I do this is actually just keeps things aligned. There we go. Okay. So, has anybody seen any like really cool locks lately? I for one have not, but I am looking for a new challenge. So if anybody does see anything, please do let me know. Can't be that expensive. I really want an alloy groove. I don't care what the price is on that one, I just want it. Oh, come on. There it is. Getting old or what, but my back really does start to hurt after I pick for a little bit. It doesn't even have to be much. I wonder what I have done to deserve that, but okay. Alright. This, all the discs. There's the last one. Now, what we can do here is that we were actually really smart. We put in that return bar there at the start. So if we're just going to line the key, this other one here should pop right in. The reason that we don't put both of them in is because they can because not all the discs are in, so they can actually get a little bit angled. It basically just makes it a little bit more annoying, but just go and wiggle the key. They should pop right in. Okay, there we go. Now we make sure that it actually works. Check this out right here. Does fall in, does pop out, does fall in. Okay, that's good. Now, I'm going to put this aside for just a second. We're going to be doing this thing here now. This is really annoying. I hate putting this thing here together, and I have no idea how the Abloy professionals do it. But what I tend to do, and since there are basically no other information on this that I could find on YouTube anyways, I'm just gonna put this thing here and then the spring, if I can get that spring. There we go, and then I take this ball bearing here and this ball bearing here. Put this ball bearing thing in here, and you're gonna hold on both of these things here, and you're gonna let them sort of into this casing here. There we go, that should be good, please, hopefully, yes. Okay, finally. Then you're gonna push this thing back while wiggling this thing here in. And sometimes it helps to sort of rotate this little casing here. I'm gonna do it right now. There we go, now it got in, and then we're just gonna push it in here again. And there it is. Oh, it's so annoying to put together. You guys don't even know. Unless you have one, then you probably know. Alright, so what you do after then, or what I do usually, is there is two ways to do these things here. One way is to put this thing here in, and then push this thing here directly in. But what can happen is that if this bottom thing here, let me get a light, it's the thing that aligns the DC. If that little spinner thing in there is anywhere but perfect, which it is not right now, it's gonna cause problems. So you want that to be like this way. So I'm just gonna do that right now. It's sort of dark in there. I don't think you will be able to see. I'm not even able to see. I should get a light. Okay, there we go. And now just gonna slip this thing here in and make sure that this is like with the click it in there, and then it's ready to go. So cumbersome, absolutely. Practical, probably not. Cool, definitely. All right, and that's just gonna reassemble the padlock. So long side here goes with the side screw thing, which wasn't in because I'm scared of getting locked out of my own lock. You can use petroleum jelly on the ball bearings to keep them in place. Just makes them a bit more sticky. They have a little bit on them, but not as much as they probably should. Get it and reassembled in 40 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit that down. Otherwise it's gonna take an hour to upload. Alright. I remember when I first got this padlock here, and I was so scared of opening it. Because I was gonna like use the lock, and I swear to myself, I would never open this thing. I would never attempt to pick it. I would never do anything to it. So I think I hold that promise in probably an hour, maybe less. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you a lot for watching. If you do have any questions or anything whatsoever, please do let me know. Yes, again, we do have the Discord, and yes, I do still make Ablo pics for sale. So with that being said, thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.